Friday morning. All right, so let's go, you guys. So coming to you alive, full of excitement, full of energy, full of passion, and full of tremendous levels of gratitude on this Friday morning. Stoked about this event that we're going to today. There's a lot of speakers that I look up to that I've never seen speak on stage, or a lot of presenters today that I've never seen speak on stage. So excited to go watch them to support our community. We have a lot of guests here today. So if you're a guest on the line today, please just give me a reaction with an emoji down below, letting us know that you are a guest here. You guys, we have people from Southern California, people here from other parts of the country. So let's welcome all of our guests and say thank you for being here. Keep It Moving is all about the spirit of collective wisdom. So thank you for being here, and thank you for giving us some of your time. Well, Melody's here, and so it's been a minute since she was here. She's been a mom, she's been busy, she's been doing her thing, getting ready, nesting, all the things that she does, and running a business. So Melody, I love you. I would love for you to take the team out on the field on this beautiful morning. You know the routine, you know the route, you know how to do this. So we missed you. It's good to see your face. So let's have you take the team out on the field this morning. Hit us with it.
Yeah, welcome to another Team Fast group coaching meeting. I am so honored to be a part of this family. Thank you, Elias, for everything you do for us. Happy Friday, you guys. The market is definitely not 2008. So get on the phone with your clients, tell them exactly what's going on. I know rates are up a little bit this week, but it's my duty, and it should be your duty, to get in front of the consumer and to be able to educate them with the highest level information as possible. So make sure you're educating yourself. Make sure you're reading, all of the different blogs that are coming out. If you don't have one right now that you could read to give good information to your clients, I recommend reading the KCM blog, Keeping Current Matters. And of course, there's a ton of information in the Slack channel as well. Get on your social media platforms, start making some reels, start making some content about what is actually going on in the market, debunk these news headlines and all of this drama in the media, and get out there and start serving some people at a really high level. That's the only way that you're going to be able to get some money in your pocket, and also to actually give back to your communities, is by giving the most up-to-date information. So let's get out there. Let's crush these open houses this weekend. I'm in escrow right now, and I'm excited. I'm pumped. I'm ready to go. If I can do it at 36 weeks pregnant, what's your excuse? Let's go.
Woo! Calling you out. I love that. I love that. And for the people that don't know, Melody, what's baby boy's name going to be, so everyone could send good blessings and good energy into the universe to you and to your new family?
Okay, it's hella Greek. Are you guys ready?
Yes, we are ready.
Adonis Konstantinos Cleone.
Woo! And I know he sounds like a mafioso, but that is a Greek name to the fullest. And so, Melody, we're excited to you. So take some time today to send light, good energy, love, and energy, and all of your good juju's to Melody and to the family. And so let's go ahead and get rolling. You guys, and thank you, Melody, for that. Yeah, it is a beautiful name. There was a podcast I listened to this morning while I'm driving through the snow from Lathrop, which is crazy to think that I drove through the snow to get here this morning in Oakland. But highly recommend this, and it is this episode of the Ed Milet Show. It is Navigate Adversity with Gratitude. First things first, raise your hand if you have listened to this session yet. Have you listened to this? Is this in your rotation? Okay, it wasn't in mine until I saw it on somebody's story, and so I gave it a listen. Now listen, if you know me, I am super not religious. However, I am a super spiritual person. So whatever your belief system is, here's what the sentiment was. I think that each of us have a cause, have a purpose, and have a plan for the world that was put upon us by the universe, by a higher power, whatever you guys believe in. And I think that it's important that we really start to harness that, and we're not letting go of any of the time in our lives, and we're thinking about our purpose every single day. How can I impact others? How can I lift people up? How can I change someone else's life? How can I put a smile on their faces? I was seeing some stories last night. Unfortunately, one of our team members lost their father yesterday. And so I owe that person a phone call this morning and sending him light and love. And it just made me think and made me reflect about the things that I'm grateful for in my life. And so you guys, there's some people that need you right now, and you never know. This beautiful thing that we call life is always fleeting. And it was just a reminder, and it was a stark reality of you never know what tomorrow's going to, what's going to happen tomorrow. So I want you guys to take some time. I want you guys to embrace the people that you love and really walk into your purpose and be about it and speak about it and live in it. And I promise you guys, there's someone out there that truly, truly needs you today. So I want to share that sentiment with you. If you have an opportunity, listen to this interview. It's with Ed Milet and Tim Tebow, and I promise you it will change your mindset and it will change your entire thoughts. Here's what I want you guys to do is I want you to share more. A lot of you often write and often have thoughts when you're driving in your car. And sometimes those thoughts, they don't have to be perfect. They don't have to be polished, because you never know. You may have a thought, an idea, a feeling that when you share it with somebody else, it gives them some level of hope. It gives them some inspiration. It helps them to reset their mind or reshape the way that they're thinking. And you do not know the power and impact that you have on other people. But if you keep those things locked in, you never share with anybody, how the hell do they know? Like, how do you know how you can impact others? So I wanted to share that with you because I listened to this morning, you guys, and I am full of gratitude. And I reflected. I had an hour and a half drive, almost 2 hours this morning, and I did a lot of reflecting. And so I want you guys to think about your purpose, think about your cause, and are you living in that, or are you just going through your day by day and you're not doing anything? So I wanted to share that with you as we get started. You guys, Fridays are about action. And if you're for your first time here at Keep It Moving Group Coaching, we always talk about action. And I want to recap some of the things that we spoke about last week that I wanted to recommend that you guys do to deploy as ideas and strategies. We talked about leveraging the comps in neighborhoods, looking at that, pulling the comps, knocking on doors, looking for listing opportunities. We talked about knocking on doors in the communities where you're showing homes. I shared on Monday strategies and ideas for video creation, what to do, vantage points, ideas, thoughts, challenging people's opinions. So I wanted to go full circle. I wanted to hear from you guys. I want this session to be completely about you guys. I want to remove myself today. I'm not going to leave, but I want this session to be all about you guys. I have seen people on this call take tremendous action in this last week. What I want to encourage you to do is I don't want you to be shy. If there's something that you have done that is worth sharing, it's a strategy, it's an idea, maybe it's a mindset shift that you changed early this week that helped you. I want you guys to share. Like, this is an opportunity for you to give back to your brothers and sisters in the biggest way, because like I said, and I always say, you never know what you're going to say and the impact that that's going to have on another person. Because I promise you, you could think about this over the course of the last 2 years of us doing these sessions. I know Elisa has said something that stayed with me. Nias has said something. Frida has said something. Joellen has said something that has stayed with you. So what I want to do today is I want to get hands up. I want hands up for people that want to share something that they did, something they deployed, something they took action on, a video that hit, a relationship that they made, a mindset shift, a workout. I don't give a shit what it is. I want to share. I want us to contribute. I know that you guys have taken action in this last week. So who is going to be the first person to raise their hand and start this thing off? So, all right, I see you. Armanise, am I saying it correctly?
Yes, hi, Elias.
Well,
Yes,
hello, good morning to you. How you doing?
Hi, good morning. I'm good. How are you?
I am well. I love, listen, I don't even know what you're going to say, but I'm super excited for it because of your energy, right? Your energy speaks before you even say a word. So I'm just going to lay back in the cuts here and have you take it away. What was your strategy? What was the action? What worked for you in this past week? Let's hear it.
So I came in on Wednesday and we talked, and I said I was going to do the what's happening. So I ended up doing it. I got to it late, but I did the market update with the Emeryville market update in my background on the green screen, and it actually went over so well. A lot of my close, sphere of influence people messaged me and was like, I didn't know Emeryville was like that. So I got so much like love and just so much exposure with that. And it really helped. I even went into the office yesterday and I met a couple of agents, and one of the agents, she said, I just followed you. I saw your market update and so I got to get, some networking going on with more of the team. And it was just great. Like, it was just so dope.
So I love this and congratulations. So I want to ask you a question. What did you learn about yourself first and foremost, and how did it make you feel? Answer those two questions. What did you learn about yourself and how did it make you feel?
What I learned about myself is that I'm actually more knowledgeable and confident than I thought I was in real estate. Because I'm so brand new, I didn't expect to, get that much of a I didn't expect to get that much love and acceptance, but I learned that I actually do know what I'm doing. So I can keep pushing forward.
Yes, I love this. And here's the thing, you guys, like when we talk about gifts, each of you have such a special gift, right? The universe is giving you something that is special. And if whether you're brand new or whether you're seasoned veterans on this call, the Ernestos, the Melodies, the Christinas of the world, the Joellens, the Fridas of the world, you have a gift and you have a proven process of things that we know so much, but sometimes we're not sharing that, right? And so it's about like writing it down, like, okay, what are some of my proven strategies when I work with buyers? What are some of my proven strategies when I work with sellers? How am I educating people on the market, on the economy? So shout out to you. Let's give her a giant round of applause for taking action. She just committed to this on Wednesday. We gave her that push. She said, all right, I see you, coach. And so great job, way to take action. Michael Spivey, you're up next. And you guys, I want to see more hands up. Let's continue this. There's really good energy. Let's let this train keep momentum. Michael Spivey, talk to us, big dog. Let's hear from you.
All right. So for this week, the big focus was just showing up. Ultimately looking at a foundational standpoint from it. Yes, the goals and trying to get to the result and just focusing on the result, but without showing up at the beginning, the result's impossible. So just focusing on showing up, enjoying the process, while I'm there, and just continuing to work.
How did you show up this week? For the people that don't know, tell us how you showed up. What did you do this week to show up?
So heading up to Sacramento, got a chance to be a part of that lead generation event and just get some practice in and just kind of be around the team. Script role played Thursday. Knocked out some video content with Vanessa yesterday, and just getting my workouts in, reading, and just focusing on like the little details. And that was my ultimate goals for just showing up.
Beautiful. Talk to us about production. What do you have that is in the pipe right now that you feel that you'll be able to put into contract in the next 3 months? What do you have pending and what do you have on the market for listings? Tell us about production.
Listing wise, nothing currently on the market. I got one working on in Oakland that'll be coming up relatively soon. I'm in contract over in Ripon right now. And then besides that, I have a partner deal with Elias that we're working on. I just had a referral come in.
If you were to pull up your Real Scout right now, how many active clients do you have in your pipeline?
In Real Scout, there's probably 5 right now that are actively looking.
Nice. I love it, bro. Good stuff. Way to know your numbers. Great job. Frida, let's go to you and check this out. 2 weeks ago, Frida said, oh my God, I don't like talking on these calls. I'm a little bit nervous, but what did she do? She just raised her hand. So Frida, if it was an accident, you're still getting called out. Here's the thing, Frida, way to step up. Let's hear from you. Take yourself off of mute and let's hear from you. What were things that you did to take massive action in this last week?
So yesterday, my husband, he used to go to San Joaquin Valley College. So what we did is we hosted we do this every year. We hosted students to go to the school, check it out, see what the program's about. And, a lot of families come through. There was kids that we've known for years, and it's just nice. We have some of the kids who are graduating, and it's really nice to see them take off, get their lives in order, and then now they want to purchase a home.
Ooh.
So, that's one of the things that we've been doing for the last couple of years that has really worked for us.
I love it. So Frida and her husband, and her husband's an old school break dancer, if you didn't know, which is cool. I saw a video on it. But Frida has success in running great events. So what was the advice and what was the conversation you and I had the other day? What are you going to put into action in the next 2 months?
Well, I'm going to follow up with the families that did go to the event and just kind of give them a thank you for coming and showing up and seeing what their next steps are. And then other than that, I implemented my morning routine this week. You know, you guys are so motivating. Everybody's on point, on check, and getting to where they need to. That just motivated me to get up early and do my morning routine.
Beautiful. I love it. And she's going to be throwing an event. Her husband is in respiratory therapy. So I told her to take a page out of Tattoo Realtor's book, go and have custom pastry boxes and donut boxes with her logo, with her brand, with her IG on the side, and go out and deliver pastries and donuts to all the respiratory offices in her market, just to say thank you for everything that they do and to tag her once they eat these great pastries. So something that she's already a part of that community. Now she gets to lean into it. So Frida, really, really good job. Let's go to Alejandra, and you guys, more hands up. Share with your team what is working for you right now, or raise your hand and say, hey, I need some help because this is not working for me, and who can give me some advice? So Alejandra, Alice, let's hear from you. Massive action taker. Business is just taking off in the last couple of weeks. Let's hear from you. What's going on?
Sorry, I'm driving right now, but can you guys hear me?
Loud and clear.
Okay, awesome. So what's been working for me lately? Well, first off, hi everyone. Good
Good
morning.
morning.
What's been working for me is just really getting out there, you know, not being afraid to talk to people, not being afraid to do the open houses. Justin and I, our listing, it came on the market last week on Thursday. We had an open house. Of course, I'm under the weather too, but I've been getting better slowly but surely. And now we're in contract. It's pending. And, you know, even though so Monday, really after the open houses, decided to kind of just take care of myself because I've been working super hard. Thursday, we went door knocking and invited all the neighbors. Friday, you know, we had the brokers tour and neighbors tour in the later in the afternoon. Saturday open house, Sunday open house. So I've been work, and my health was just like, girl, you gotta slow down a little bit. So I rested Monday. I did work at home. Tuesday, I rested as well, and slowly getting better. Then yesterday, I was like, you know what? No, sorry, I don't even know what day it is. Friday. So Wednesday, I also decided to go door knock for my other listing that's coming out in Berkeley. Just really getting out there. The more people see your face, the more they recognize you. And it was funny because I handed a flyer to one of the people, random people that I saw. I'm like, hey, you live in the neighborhood? Even though if you don't, here you go. Here's my flyer. And he was like, oh, I've seen you on TV. Guys, I'm not on TV, but I'm like, sure, you know, sure. Yeah. Here's my information. And I got his contact information because he said he's been contemplating selling his house. So I was like, perfect. So you never know what you're gonna get. Just get out there, guys.
Alejandro, let me ask you a quick question. Since beginning with us, tell us about your production. What do you have pending? What do you have closed? And what about new listings? Tell us about overall production.
Lingo-wise, clearly I'm new. So we got buyers into contract last month for $950. We have pending right now a listing in Pleasanton. Asking price was $969. We got above that. Then we have I have a listing coming out in Berkeley. It's just under production, and I just spoke to another agent for that one. Possibly they want to contemplate an off market. So yeah, just trying to get out there.
So I love you guys. Create your own visibility, create your own fame, right? The fact that someone said I saw you on TV, like, well, the TV was probably Instagram, but literally we've had this conversation over and over again. Create your own visibility, take massive action, knock on the door. She was out there. She's like, I didn't finish the doors that I want to knock, but then she went back out the next day. She finished knocking on the doors. You guys, find a team member, go out there, get your shoes on, and go find the opportunities. And that's what's working for you, Alejandro. So great job. Ria Rossi, good to see you. How's life? How's business? You've got a lot of great stuff coming up on the docket and taking massive action on. So let's hear from you.
Hi, Elias. Hi, everyone. Super happy to be here. I was actually supposed to be in court this morning at 8:30, but we got continued.
Okay.
I usually don't share about this stuff, but you kind of inspired me with how you started this call. So, and I know there are a lot of moms out there, single moms, moms with husbands who struggle with the same stuff. So I thought I'd go ahead and share. I'm going through a divorce. It's been kind of a messy one. And it's been a lot of time, a lot of energy, had 2 hearings this month. And I had kind of an epiphany last week. I've had full custody, so I have my 2-year-old a lot of the time. It's hard to find working hours. And with all that was going on, I had this like mentality of scarcity around time with him, right? And I found myself like so consumed by that. And I think that that's a struggle that a lot of working parents have regardless, like especially business owners. Even if your child is in front of you, you have 10,000 things going on in your head about what you should be doing. You're responding to things on your phone. Your social media is blowing up. Like it's that carving out the time to be like completely present with your children, but also, be what you need to do for your business and your clients and yourself. But I had this epiphany of like, in this moment, in this time of like coming from this place of scarcity of all these things going on, my son being affected by it, wanting to give him like all of me, but realizing, I actually did this years ago, and I'm being super raw with you guys, but my father was really sick. I had just gone to college and he almost died. And I left school to come back and spend time with him and put my life on hold because I had this like scarcity mentality of if he dies, I'm not going to be okay. I'm not going to be able to live with myself for not having spent more time with him. And that was very real to me at that time. But I also allowed my life to go by the wayside for a few years. So I recognized that pattern within myself, and I saw myself doing it again with my son with this scarcity mentality. And I thought to myself, if I continue like this, I will let my goals and my business and my life pass me by until who knows when, until this is over. And then I can focus on what I need to focus on. So just that realization has kind of allowed me to push myself in the direction I need to go. It's given me like, I'm giving myself permission to do what I need to do for myself. And I'm really like just I've been working on systems and building myself up, but I haven't had the bandwidth to really dig in and like get to work and like prospect. And I'm just starting to have that bandwidth a little bit more now, which is great. Throwing an event next Thursday. I'm like, am I really throwing an event while I'm like dealing with hearing? It's crazy, but I'm doing it, right? Like, I think the point is like, we have so many things going on, but if we consume ourselves with scarcity and what we should be doing, what we can't be, like we'll get lost in it all. So if we just focus in on what we need to do for ourselves, and yes, carve out that time to have total presence with our family and our children, that's so important, but don't forget about ourselves and just keep pushing in the direction that we want to go.
God, I love this. I mean, I haven't seen you in a minute, and I'm really glad that you're here. And whether you come 3 times a week or whether you pop in once in a while, like, I think that you needed to be here for whatever reason the universe told you to be here. So I appreciate your insight and appreciate you sharing. Rhea, tell us about this event. Is this your first event? Tell us about the details of the event, what it is, how many people you're expecting. Drop some information about that event.
Yeah, so it's happening next Thursday, March 2nd at 5 p.m. in our Walnut Creek office. I was in the business years ago and then was out for a couple of years with a child. And when I was in the business a while back, we had like our company's liaison company has a 1031 branch, and James Calles is an incredible resource. He does 1031s out of Walnut Creek, but all over the state of California. And he's a wealth of knowledge, you guys. Like, the information that he'll give that you'll be able to share to your clients is invaluable. He's going to talk about investment opportunities in 2023 and just how to like work deals and structure things. I have Robert Ring coming in, who's kind of a guru when it comes to investment properties and rentals. So we're going to be talking about how to like get creative with house hacking your home, and then so it qualifies as an investment property, so then you can 1031 it and retain all of that equity, right, that you've built in the home. Like, so many things. So I'd love to see you guys there. Would love your support, but I also really think that it's going to be very valuable for us as agents. I don't know how many we're expecting. I think we're at like 20. So, but I just put out the invitation a couple of days ago. So who knows? Everyone's welcome.
You guys. Mad love to you. Thank you for sharing. Thanks for being vulnerable. And, thank you for saying, I'm going to put myself first and I'm going to do the things that are important to drive my business forward. And so I love it. I love the message. Love that you're throwing it. Have you ever thrown an event of its kind like this?
I've never been, I've never moderated on a panel, so that'll be new for me.
Nice.
Melody, I'll probably call you with some questions, girlfriend, because you are the master.
So you have to think about it like this. Your job as a moderator is to keep the rhythm of the stage, right? So it's almost like you're up there as a conductor, like, okay, we'll take that down, then we're going to take it back up. Like you're the one that sets the tone and the pace for how everyone's communicating. So it's a tough job. It's a challenging job, but I think with your energy, your excitement, your passion, you're going to do a really, really good job. And yes, lead to Melody. She's a wonderful, wonderful moderator. Who else, you guys? I want to hear from 3 other people. Do not leave me hanging. If you have not taken action, if you do not have a hand to raise, then share with us, or what are some challenges that you're having right now, and let's get that shit out on the table right now and figure out a plan for you. Wanda, let's hear from you, and I'll come to Melody in just a moment. Ria, thank you for sharing. If you could put your hand down. Wanda, let's hear from you. Hi. You're muted for some reason. It said unmuted, but I don't hear you. Maybe you're clicked or linked into your headphones or something. Nope, I have nothing for you. Let's try one more time. Work out your audio and then just interrupt us, but I'm gonna go to Melody. So let's work out your audio, Wanda, and then we'll go to Mel.
Yeah, Elias, you started out the call with a really interesting point about the market and comps and walking the neighborhood. So I just wanted to kind of circle back to that because of an interesting conversation I had. As you guys know, on Fridays, we do Freedom Fridays with Georgia Martinez, my co-host, and we met with an appraiser in the Bay Area called Anthony Young. Well, Anthony Young is basically a trainer for all appraisers out there right now in the real estate market, and he was able to give us really, really valuable information, you guys. He is a wealth of knowledge. And I'm not going to go over everything we talked about right now. If you guys want to watch the full episode, you can send me a DM. I'll send you a link. But a couple of things that he said is the more you're getting out there and having these conversations with appraisers, the more you're getting familiar with how to pull accurate comps, the more you will be the expert in your market as far as how to price your properties correctly if you should have a listing. Now, if you don't have a listing, how can that help you? Well, it can help you in a numerous different ways. It can help you with how to get out there and explain the comps to your clients. It can get you more familiar with what housing prices are doing right now in the Bay Area and explain the differences between what home prices have done in 2020, 2021, 2022, and today. And as if you guys are following the market, you know that we're in a shifting market. It's a different market. It's different than the last year or 2 years. So the more familiar you guys are getting with the data and the more information and numbers you can bring to your clients by looking at the comps, running the comps correctly, which is what he taught us how to do on the call, the more you're going to be that expert, you're going to be that go-to person, and you're going to be the leader when it comes to helping your clients get into a home, reading the comps, and pricing your properties correctly for your listing. So it was a really interesting conversation. I'm adjusting the way I pull my comps now based on the conversation I had with him. And I think it's really important to get in front of these people, have the conversations with the appraisers. And, you know, I remember the first time I got an appraisal report, I looked at it like it was Chinese. It's like 3 pages long. It's got this fine print all over it, boxes all over the place. It's really hard to read and can be overwhelming. So the more you're familiar with how to read these types of reports, the more you're going to be that expert. So that's just kind of a tip for you guys.
Mel, if you have the recording, can you plug the recording down in the chat right now if you have it from your Facebook?
Absolutely.
You guys, how many people have ever had a pesky client that you've just been driving around, you've been showing tons of homes, and they're just, no, not that one, not that one, not that one. Has that ever happened to anybody? I know it's happened to me, right? You have those pesky buyers. Well, if you are going to a neighborhood and they don't want to write on that home, but it's a beautiful area, you feel like, God, this is great. I have a buyer here. They didn't like that home. You should go back to that neighborhood and you should knock on doors, because what do you have? You have a qualified buyer that wants to purchase a home in this area, and you could find listing opportunities or you could find off-market opportunities. Oftentimes what we do is we just go show those homes. Didn't like that? Okay, let's go to the next city. Didn't like that? Let's go to the next city. But part of your routine should say, you know what? There is a demand. I have a buyer. even if they don't like these houses, I'm going to knock to see if there's some opportunities for me to get a listing. You guys, it is a strategy that is deployed in tons of other markets from tons of top producers that I hear from, but I think that it's something that we're not doing enough of. And ladies, if you're scared to knock on your own, I get it. I totally understand. Then get a homie, get a partner, get a buddy that wants to go out there and be a Justin and Ali and go out there and knock on the doors. And I promise you, you guys will find opportunities, not only for your buyer, but more importantly, you're going to find some listing opportunities, because people don't know they don't know like the excitement a certain community has or the traction a certain community has, because they're not really in it like us, right? They're not in it. And I was thinking about this the other day. A lot of us follow each other. So we're hearing a lot of the same stuff over and over and over again because we follow a lot of realtors. Well, consumers are not following 1,000 realtors. So they're not hearing that same message over and over and over again. So when they hear it from you, oftentimes it is great news, it's a great update, and it's more gospel. We hear it all the time. So remember that not everyone's following 100,000 realtors. So that information is super important. Wanda, let's try one more time on your end. You want to get a quick mic check? Let's do 1, 2, 1, 2. It's really muffled. There's something covering your mic. We don't have it. It's all right. It's all right. I know what she was going to say was really good. It says here, I door knock with my wife from time to time. Way more conversations take place. Zoom user, I don't know who you are. You want to share? All right, cool. I don't know who that was. So who else? I need 2 more people to share. Ernesto, you look good today, bro. You got a tie on? Oh, I think you got a tie on. Where are you going, big dog?
That's my audio. It's a scarf. It's not a tie. I'm not really a tie guy, but I love scarves.
Okay. All right, cool. Ernesto, talk to me, big dog. It's been a minute since you've contributed. I want to hear from you. What's something you're doing right now, taking massive action on? Is it your video? Is it your listings? Is it your staging? What's going on right now? I want to hear from you, bro.
I would say for me, it is tracking what I call lead measures. Just really being honest with myself about how many people I'm talking to. I'm literally tracking week over week how much my follow-up boss database is growing. I've been doing more lead measures than I ever have. The amount of calling that I'm doing, the amount of door knocking that I'm doing. I've been documenting my most recent listing that I'm actively renovating. Will be done next week. It's a quick one. That was door knocking. So for anyone who tells you that it doesn't work, it absolutely does work. I find that actually, when I compare open houses to cold calling to door knocking, when I think about like the number of quality conversations or potential clients that are coming from door knock or from any of those things, it's actually door knocking, which is crazy. So I know some of us are really, really skeptical, but again, I've been documenting the whole thing on this condo that I'm renovating. The email that I got from the client, he got my little door hanger. So to think, right, that I spent, and I look at the receipt, I spent $387 on. Actually, no, with shipping, I think it came out to like $470. So I spent $470. I've only gone through maybe 15% of the door hangers that I have, and to think that one listing has already come from that, like. That's not bad. So for anyone that maybe has a day job or you're skeptical or the weekends are your only time, whatever the reason is, it's crazy. Like it's hard to believe that it's 2023. And yeah, I think video helps. I think Justin Mercer made a really good point when he was on our call. He's like, the door knocking, the cold calling, that's the active hunting. Like we're looking for something now. The social media, I think that takes time. I'm not saying it doesn't work, but for me, it's been more like that's the trap, right? You're laying traps out in the forest, and eventually somebody will see it, or you're kind of slowly reinforcing, yourself and putting yourself out there. So for me, it's just the tracking of the lead measures. Yesterday, I was on the dialer for like 5.5 hours. I had 2 really, really good conversations. So
Good for you.
I'm just grinding. Yeah.
I absolutely love this conversation. You guys need to be able to look at your metrics and be able to see, okay, what is the best use of my time? Because check this out. If you were just mailing in a particular neighborhood, and Christine, I'll come to you in just a moment. Leah, I'll come to you in a moment. And excuse me, Nicole. If you were just mailing and you're hoping, you're crossing your fingers like, okay, cool. I saw that Lex sends out some flyers. I'm gonna send out 500 and somebody's gonna call me. Guess what that percentage of conversion is gonna be? Less than a percentage, right? We're talking maybe 0.25, maybe 0.5 if you're lucky. If you are converting online leads and you're a baller conversion for any online lead source, Zillow, Redfin, OpCity, OJO, your conversion, if you're at 4% or above, check this out, you are a baller in the game. Well, if I am knocking on doors and that's part of my routine, my flow, and part of my cadence, guess what I have? I have a 50-50 chance of getting an appointment or getting a no when they open the door and I have a conversation with them. Also, I'm harvesting data that I can use later on. I like those odds a lot better because you got in this game because you have some level of communication skills and you are a salesperson. If you don't think that you're a salesperson, do not do this job, right? You are salespeople, right? A great salesperson knows how to have great communication with other people, right? They get to provoke thought and ideas within other people. So don't be afraid of that, right? Hey guys, I'm here in the neighborhood, ABC, XYZ. So I love this. I'm gonna have somebody do a spot check in just a moment. I'm gonna have one person tell me about their CSU, and I'm just gonna pull it up and I'm gonna show you guys something on CSU to help you with this. Christina, let's hear from you. It's cold, right? I see you all bundled. It's
freezing.
All right, Christina.
I gotta let this heat out pretty soon. I gotta let this heat out. First of all, you know, there's nothing better than group coaching. I mean, Monday, Wednesday, Friday. I don't always hit it, but when I do, it's here. We're all here for this. And, you know, just thinking over the last couple of months, you know, yeah, the last few months of the year were really slow. And I think a lot of people that get into real estate, they initially kind of always testing the water, right? You don't want to quit your job, but yeah, you kind of need to give this your all. And you got to catch that momentum. It's kind of like, you know, basketball, you make that first shot and then all of a sudden that rhythm starts hitting, right? And, you know, it happens that way for me too. But I know for the last 2 months of the year, I really put my head down and I kind of, yeah, I did the holidays and I kind of was like, but dang, business slowed down. Like, what's going on? And so then we start the fear, the worry, it starts settling in, and then you start freaking out like, oh my gosh, I need to get a job. Oh my gosh. But I think if you just give yourself a little bit of grace and a little bit of a moment, you know, to just really tell yourself, I need to sit back. I need to restructure. I hear all this stuff all day long. I read all these books, but are you really implementing that? And when it comes to money, yeah, we all need money, but guess what? We have colored printers that are free to print as many as you want. You still have 2 feet to walk. You have a mouth to talk. And I promise you, if you get out and you just talk to people, like don't have that salesman breath, don't have the commission breath, just like you know what I do? I talk to the door ringer things. When somebody doesn't answer the door, or if, hey, I'll be honest, sometimes I'm just dropping flyers. But I will talk to the door like, hey, it's a beautiful day today. I love your door. Oh my God, I love that plant. Your tree is growing great. You know what I mean? Like I do something to catch their attention. And sometimes they come out, sometimes there's somebody down the street, but I'm always talking. If they're riding their bike, I'm like, excuse me. Like I'm lost, you know, but I'm like, I just wanted you to know, you know, this is what we're doing. We have a house on the market. There's an open house. Interest rates, do you have a lender, do you have a friend, do you have a family, like I want to help, can you help me, I'll help you. So I know everybody doesn't have that energy, but when it comes to your bank account, trust, you're going to find some energy, because just as much as you could be on the internet looking for a job, you should spend time like that for yourself and finding clients, being resourceful. And don't be, I know Elias says we're salespeople, truly we are, but like give yourself, take that word out of your mentality and just be like, no, I'm a matchmaker, I'm helpful, I'm resourceful, and just really fill your soul with, you will, you'll make it happen. And I'll tell you guys, I put in a lot of work on these new home builds, and I've been like working on this caravan to take people out to show people new home builds, mostly for agent attraction. But at the same time, I built relationships. Hold on. I built relationships. Can you hear me? I built relationships with the sales offices, and you guys use that. It's free content. Go out there and talk to the home builders, share about a model home, continuously be on your social media. That's all I have to say, because 95% of my business comes from social media, and it comes from referrals. And it's not people that are saying, hey, Christina, I want to buy a house. It's more or less like my friends and family that are looking at me, watching me, and they're like, oh my God, she's out there. What is she doing now? And it's a referral.
God, I absolutely love this. And you guys, if you're not following Christina, make sure to follow her. And I'm going to get to Ernesto in a moment. And what you just said reminded me of this. I saw something a couple weeks ago, and it was some coach, and I forgot who it was, and it'll come to me. But talking to an agent, and the agent says, I've done everything that I possibly could do to get in a contract. And he said, whoa, wait a second. So you say you've done every single thing. Well, yeah, every single thing. All right. So in the last 90 days, how many homes have you knocked? Oh, I didn't knock on doors. I'm not comfortable with that. Okay. All right. Let's just scratch that one off. How many phone calls have you made to a lead pond or cold calls? How many? Well, no, that's not my strong suit. I didn't do that. Okay. If we were to look at your social media in the last 90 days, how many times did you post on your social media? Oh, I'm not good on camera. All right. So how many times have you sent handwritten letters out to your sphere of influence? Oh, I've done that. How many events have you thrown? I haven't thrown any. How many events have you gone to? Well, I haven't gone to any events. I don't like the way I look. I got to lose a couple pounds. So you're telling me that you've done everything in your power to get you and your family into contract to provide this lifestyle that you said that you want to provide for your family. Well, no. Well, then until you have tried everything and turned every single stone, don't come back here and give me any excuses. Go out there and make it happen and make no excuses. Right? It's until we have tried absolutely everything. And then what happens? Then we can look at every single thing that you've done and refine it. Maybe it's something that you're not saying. Maybe it's something that you're saying. Maybe it's the timing. Maybe whatever it is, we can evaluate that. But until you have done every single thing that you can humanly do in this business, what are you fucking complaining about? What are you complaining about? You guys have the ability to go out and try these things and do these things and be the Christinas and the Ernestos and the Elias and the Nicole that's working in her community. But it's only until you have tried everything. And quite frankly, some of you aren't trying enough. Some of you aren't failing enough. I want you guys every single day to be failing at something, because you'll find triumph through that. So I appreciate the message, Christina. Ernesto, you had your hand up, and I'm gonna go to Aaliyah, then I'm gonna go to Nicole. But I'm fired up, you guys, and thank you.
Yeah, I was just gonna circle back. I feel like I've said this before, but maybe it's been a while. You have to truly be convinced that you're in the business of helping people. And I truly am convinced that I am. So when I'm at an open house, what I find myself educating people on a lot is different lending options, the 2-1 buy downs, the First Republic programs. Like, if you want to buy a home, it's not my job to convince you. If you want to buy a home, here's a couple different strategies that you probably haven't heard of. And so I always feel like I'm adding value. With this listing in particular, this gentleman is like 85. He's older. I've gotten a message from him and his daughter. They're just like, oh my God, Ernesto, thank you so much. There's not a chance in hell that my dad would have ever been able to pull off a renovation for this condo. Like, without your help, we don't know what we would have done. So if you're newer, if you're hesitant, you're like, am I bothering people? Right now, you feel like you're bothering people because you don't have anything useful to add to them. So yeah, you are bothering people. Imagine just calling random strangers and asking how their day's going. Like, no one's gonna want to talk to you. But you talk to enough people, you knock on enough doors, you're gonna meet people that have problems, and that's what I keep finding. I mean, recently I went on another listing appointment. The problem, and that also came from door knocking. The problem is that whole family has dementia, which is crazy. Like, the mom, the son, and the husband all have dementia. So I'm kind of taking a step back from that scenario. But yesterday I spoke to another woman. Long story short, she bought a condo in Martinez at the height of the market, paid $850 for it. She needs to sell because her husband passed away. She's got to get to San Diego. Her first listing agent, from the photos in the expired listing that I saw, were embarrassing. So this woman actually needs help. So until you are convinced in your core, you need to have a really honest conversation with yourself about why you feel the way that you do. And it's probably because you don't have anything useful to add to somebody else. So I don't feel like I'm ever bothering people. I'm looking for people that need help and that want me to help them. That's all I'm doing. One of the biggest things that ever changed for me as well, the book, The Four Agreements, one of them is never take anything personal. And I don't. If someone doesn't want to do business with me, they want to shut the door in my face, they're having a bad day, that has nothing to do with me. They don't even know me. So
I love this.
like for me, but I'm just like mentally and in my core, all I want to do is help people. That's it. That's it. And we solve, you solve bigger problems, you get bigger paychecks. Unfortunately, it's like a $325,000 listing, but I also take a tremendous level of pride in every listing that I do. So whether it's 300 or 3 million, the process is the same. We skip no steps. This 300,000 one bedroom condo is going to look just as good as any other listing in Concord. I don't care what they're listing, because every listing that I put out is an application for another listing. And I don't want anyone looking at my previous work and seeing that I took shortcuts. We didn't do this, we didn't do that. I don't want anyone to see that. So hopefully that resonates with people that are just like, oh, I'm calling people, am I bothering them? Is it the right, is it the right time of day, the wrong time of day? I'll use an example and then I'll wrap up. Client Giant. I love Client Giant. I use Client Giant. We need to add more people to Client Giant. When that sales rep called me, they called me like 6 times. And every time they did, I was at the gym, I was in the grocery store, in line to pay. And I kept telling that person, I do want to sign up, but you're catching me at the wrong time. I apologize. Let's try next week. And we kept trying. And so that reminds me too, like when I'm calling people, maybe they're at work, just assuming that they don't want to help you is a whole nother issue that we won't get into right now, because that will be another 10-minute conversation. But just assuming that people don't want to do business with you. So at the end of the day, it's all mindset. It's all mindset.
You guys, and thank you, Christina. Thank you, Ernesto. I want you guys to go back to this. And I want you to really, really ask yourself, like, what is my purpose in this business? And most of us want to serve and help people create generational wealth. Like, get really aligned with what your purpose and what your cause is and what your mission is in this business. The money will come and go, right? We can't chase the money because that comes and goes. We're rooted in this business because of a different purpose and a deeper meaning. So when you are up against the wall, like, oh my God, I don't want to bother somebody, that should never even be in your thoughts, because I want to serve. So me knocking on your door, me giving you a call is an opportunity to serve you. If there is a need for me to serve you there, I'm there to fill that gap. And if that's not for you, then cool, I'm going to go to the next person. But if your goal and your purpose and your cause is to serve people, and that is your purpose, then walk in your purpose. I'm never bought, you guys, my purpose is to help humans develop to their highest potential in our environment. So I show up, I push you guys, I ask questions, I show up for every single meeting that we're going to have because I believe in my purpose for this business. So do you think I ever think that I'm bothering you guys? Hell no. If you guys want it, you got to come, and I'm going to be here to support you and help. That is the same thought that you guys need to have when you're making calls, knocking on doors, posting on social, going in your community, doing the things that you guys are doing. It is rooted in your purpose. And if your true purpose is to serve, then it's okay. It's all right. Not for you? Okay, cool. For you? Okay, cool. I'm here to fill that gap. I'm here to fill that need. So a wonderful, wonderful contribution. Aaliyah, I want to go to you, and then Nicole, I want to go to you. You had your hand up for a second. So Aaliyah, you talked to us about a listing you got from knocking on a door. Please share, then we'll go to Nicole, rapid fire. Aaliyah, what's up? Hopefully you're feeling better. I know that you're under the weather. Let's hear from you.
I'm feeling better. Yeah, so this listing that we got, it's in El Sobrante. I've sold a few homes in that area, so this will be, I think, the 5th home that I sell in that area, like all in this within like walking distance of each other. Because what I've done, every time I get a listing, I'm calling all the neighbors, I'm knocking on all the neighbors' doors. So that's how I've gotten, this will be my 3rd listing in the area. And so me and Panise, when Panise was on the team, we went out because I had a recent sold, and we door knocked on all the doors. And at the time that we had the listing appointment, it just wasn't a good time for her to sell. However, I followed up with her for an entire year, and she finally gave me a call and was like, hey, Leah, I'm ready to sell. So when I met with her again, she was ready to sign the listing agreement and work towards getting the home on the market. But I did have to follow up with her for an entire year.
God, I absolutely love this. Absolutely love this. So congratulations to you. Nicole, did you have a quick contribution? Let me open the door really quick. Someone's at the door. They're knocking. Share really quick, Nicole. Let me open the door. I'll be right back, you guys.
Okay. So I've recently started getting a lot of calls, a lot of referrals from within my community, and mostly from events. Me and my kids are all getting certificates from the city for doing the cleanup events for the last year. And I'm not gonna lie, probably around October of last year, I'm like, I'm sick of this shit. Like, what the fuck? But but like, I am seeing results, you know, so I'm gonna keep pushing. And the last few months have been pretty slow, and I, you know, was beating myself up a little bit. And then I had to kind of take a step back and reflect on things that feedback I was getting from other people, not, you know, thoughts I was putting in my own head. So like, you know, a lot of people tell me like, oh, you're really consistent, or, oh, you don't give up, or, you know, things like that. So I was like, okay, you know, these things are so true, just keep it moving. So like last night I got a text like, do you sell land? Because somebody in my neighborhood has a land lot that they want to sell. One of my neighbors referred me to a friend last year, and I've been following up with them for a year. So now they're getting ready to put their house on the market on Shattuck in Oakland. And then it's starting to rain. I've been doing open houses like every weekend for as long as I can remember. A lot of the buyers are like, okay, I'm ready now. Let's hit the gas. I have 3 that I'm actively taking out to see properties now. That one just got pre-approved with this from an open house I did with Michelle. Another open house I did somewhere else, and one I'm waiting to get pre-approved with Catalina. But it's like all of a sudden it's starting to rain. Another neighbor, they're like, you know, we're ready now. We're getting our inheritance. You know, we're ready to go. So I'm like, you just have to keep feeding, keep watering the plant, because I'm not gonna lie, there's been a lot of days I'm like, you know, what am I doing wrong? What the hell? And I would get, you know, words of affirmation like Jen is like, you know, it's, you know, slow time of year, slow for everybody right now, even the people that have been at it for a while. I don't have a whole catalog of past clients, so yeah, you know, it was a slow period, but I just kept pushing, kept walking my neighborhood. And just like Christina said, I would talk to, you know, ring doorbells, did my, you know, Thanksgiving campaign, Christmas campaign, New Year campaign, just walking the neighborhood, putting little, you know, coloring books and crayons and things. I didn't make everything about sales, but just letting them know, like, I'm here, I'm a resource. If you have questions, here's my number. Reach out, I'm here. And it started pouring.
Let's pause for a second. Let's give Nicole a giant round of applause for one thing, for perseverance, right? Oftentimes you're mining, and oh my God, I just want to put the pickaxe on my shoulder and turn around. But you never know that next hit. Now you have diamonds. You've hit gold, right? And there's an old like cartoon that displays that, and I think that you've really demonstrated that perseverance. And so I love it, Nicole. I love what you do for your family, for your community, and that you and I have had coaching sessions, and I've kept it real with you. And I just appreciate you staying in the fight, even though when it's been really, really hard. So shout out to you. Listen, you guys, it is officially 9:28. I'm going to wrap up the session right now, but I want you guys to not, I don't want you to come to these sessions. Now, just stay with me for a moment. I want you to be here and I want you to be present, but I don't want you to come to these sessions without the intent and the hope that I'm going to do something with the information that I hear. I'm going to do something with this emotional, maybe shakeup that I have right now. I'm going to do something with the strategy, with this idea. I want you to come here with the intent of give me something that I can use. I want to use something that I learned today that's going to push my life and business forward. That's why you come here. This is not something you just turn on to listen to the information and not. You guys, I was fired up because I listened to one podcast this morning and I was like, I'm going to listen to that podcast And then I'm going to see what I can take from that and deliver to my team. And hopefully they can take something from there. And like I always say, you never know what one person is going to say that's going to hit for you. Maybe it was Nicole, maybe it was Ria, maybe it was Ernesto, right? You never know. That's why coming here is super important, that you're not only here physically, that you're here with an intention. You're here with an intention. So I want to inspire everyone, encourage everyone, implore everybody to go out and do something. Take some action this week. Have some fun. Judith put the link to that podcast in the chat earlier. Take that podcast. It is Ed Milet's interview with Ted Tebow. Whether you're religious or you're not religious, the message is going to be very, very clear. So I'd love to hear your feedback on Monday if you do listen to it over the weekend. So listen, go out there, have an amazing weekend, make the best out of it. Walk in your purpose and do not ever do anything that is outside of that. Have some fun, be yourself, be authentic, be real, and go out there and keep it moving truly towards your dreams, your goals, and your vision. Have a wonderful, wonderful weekend. For the people that are coming to Oakland, I will see you guys soon. Peace.